Megumi mostly being a sidekick in Jujutsu Kaisen throughout the anime, being a character to support the main protagonist, Yuji Itadori, and dealing with some serious daddy issue. But what does his future hold? Will he unite with his sister and be happily ever after? Will he die saving our main protagonist? Or will he mourn Itadori's death and turn insane? As we all know, Gege Atukami, the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen, said in an interview that he knows how the story of Megumi will conclude. What does this mean for Megumi though? Let's break it down. If you have read manga, you would pretty much know by now that he isn't just a side character, but more like a second protagonist. To better understand Megumi's future, we need to dive into his past. Megumi Fushiguro being one of the most reputed due to being born in Zenin clan, one of the three most reputed clan in Jujutsu Kaisen society, and also having a Fushiguro in his name. But how did he get the name Fushiguro is the real question. To answer that, we need to bring Megumi's dad into it, who is none other than Toji Fushiguro. Some of you might have no idea about it, but it was Toji who gave his name to Megumi as a blessing, even though he wasn't a great dad to start with. Little more about his character. If you have a look at his supplementary info from Jujutsu Kaisen manga, it blatantly shows how my guy is a playboy. Except the money, of course. I mean, seriously, look at him. I think Gojo's got some serious competition in looks department. Another alarming thing about the supplementary info is Toji was not able to use any cursed energy despite being from Zenin clan and being one of the reason of him excluded from the clan. After Megumi's mother death, Toji left the clan behind and started going by the last name of Fushiguro. At first, Zenin clan had no problem with it, but later when they came to know that Megumi was born with 10 shadow curse technique, which is what Zenin clan is known for and is their inherited technique, they tried to bring Megumi back to the clan. Still, the question remains, how did Megumi end up as a jutsu sorcerer? This is the part where Gojo comes in. During Toji's last few alive moments, he asked Gojo to take care of Megumi, which Gojo acted upon and took care of Megumi as a second father, more like a mentor, making him one of the most talented students of his. Talking about father and son relationship between Toji and Megumi, they barely had one, at least from Megumi's side. He barely remembered him and was not even interested, as he was really practical with the fact that he did not want to know a person who left him and his family. But later it was revealed that maybe Toji somewhere did care about Megumi. It was revealed that he had an agreement with Zenin clan, making Megumi head of the whole Zenin clan. But Toji's story doesn't end here. Actually, the thing is, Megumi have no idea how his father died and who killed him. He considered Gojo as his teacher. But how would it affect Megumi knowing that it was his own second father, Gojo, who killed his real father? Much as he had a tragic life with a dad like Toji, it also brought him one of the most precious things in his life, his sister Sumuki. After the death of both their father and mother, Megumi and Sumuki was there for each other. Although she was a stepsister to Megumi, but Megumi was closest to her. She worked as his support system and always helped him with choosing the right path. At start, Megumi despised her, giving her a cold attitude. But with sheer consistency and love, it was Sumuki who turned our beloved Megumi to what he is now, rather than a bully he used to be. Well, it won't be far-fetched to say Megumi is now basically following Sumuki's ideologies of saving his loved one, like saving Yuji, but we'll talk about it later. What was the reason of this big change by Megumi towards his sister and his ideologies? As it said, we don't value things until it's gone. Same thing happened with Megumi. During Megumi's third year, her sister was caught by a curse with pretty much unknown birth at Yashonachi Bridge and fell into a deep coma. After this event, Megumi's whole life turned upside down. It was more like a turning point for him. Realizing how foolish he was not listening to his sister, Megumi now had a goal of bringing her back, doesn't matter how wrong or tough it is. With that, Megumi always had one of the Sumukis saying with him, treat people how you wanna be treated. And Megumi started making his life decision based on these facts. Well, if you know about the curling games, you know how it's gonna shape Megumi and Sumuki's future. But if you don't, it's a major spoiler. Now let's talk about Gojo's influence on Megumi's life. I told you about Megumi's birth, about his goals and thinking, but all this would have been a waste without Gojo. Gojo gave Megumi the most important thing of all. Power. Power to fight for what's right and save people he loved. When Gojo took Megumi in, he was already aware of his potential. But as we all know, potential is waste without training and hard work. That's what Gojo helped Megumi with. And who is better than Gojo to test your limit against? Furthermore, Gojo helped Megumi understand a value of life, which he was unaware of due to being born in a powerful but shady clan. He taught him the difference between fighting to win and fighting to save other people. He made him understand the responsibility and burden that comes with being a jutsu sorcerer. Well, there was also an astonishing thing that Gojo said. He told Megumi that maybe someday he could be as powerful as Gojo himself, making Megumi realize his hidden potential. I personally think that Megumi saving Yuji in initial chapters was nothing but an inspiration from his mentor and the way he saved Yuta. But Yuji and Megumi relation isn't as simple as it looks. Even though they work as a same team and are close to each other, there is one factor that not only Megumi but other jutsu sorcerers can't ignore about Yuji. That is Yuji being a vessel for Sukuna, the king of curses. Well, if you remember, Sukuna and Yuji made a pact that includes Sukuna taking over Yuji's body. I personally think this pact will play a big role in future of both the anime as well as Megumi. As we are aware, Sukuna have really big things, more like problems planned out for Megumi. His obsession with Megumi is just too vast to be ignored. I have a theory that maybe it's because of his 10 shadow technique. I don't know what it is or when it will be executed, but it surely would play a big role in resurrection of Sukuna. Finally, talking about Megumi's future, I can't think of anything good, to be honest. I mean, seriously, he has problem coming from all the ways. I think Megumi is going to be a breakthrough point for Yuji by dying or being seriously injured. Elaborating on that, I think at some point due to the pact, Sukuna would come forward and somehow use Megumi's 10 shadow technique to his advantage, leaving him in a really bad condition, which would lead Yuji to understand what really Sukuna is and how dangerous he can be, which will definitely make him work harder towards both elimination of the curses as well as the king of curses. Also blaming him for whatever is gonna happen to Megumi, leading him to limit break his potential and reach a height of power that no one has ever wondered about. Well, all this is a theory. Real ending of Megumi is known by no one other than Gege Atukami, or maybe your future self who would have watched the anime. Megumi's future might be a little dark, but I am sure about the bright future of this anime. At last, I wanna add, if you like the video, please consider subscribing to our channel and liking the video as well. It will help us go a long way. That's it from my side. I hope you guys have a good day.